Good morning.
Good morning.
People are a little slow to getting on, but they're rolling in here. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Well, hi, everybody. Uh, welcome back to our regularly scheduled program here on Thursday. I want to apologize. I threw out there that we should watch the inauguration together, and then when it came down to it, I thought a lot about it and was like, man, I really want to have my daughter on my lap, watch together, so that I don't know, I can celebrate that moment of seeing our first female vice president sworn in, being near her. So I changed things at the last minute. So hopefully you got the memo, and we're able to just hang out and watch it with your own family if you did. So how's everybody feeling? How are we doing? Waiting for people to come in here. We've still got a steady stream of folks. All right. Well, here's the plan today. Let me get my stuff up here. I just realized I could put pictures and things. You know how I used to always have pictures on the board when you walked in, and I haven't done that at all this year, and I've missed it terribly. And I just thought I can do that on our little agenda. Oh, I thought that was kind of cute. If you missed it yesterday, there was like blew up the internet with Bernie Sanders at the with like his little, you know, IDGAF attitude going on, and he was just sitting there in his little mittens, and so people photoshopped him into like everything, and I thought this was probably one of the best, or at least the most school appropriate, that I found from the day. So feel free to share your own favorite if you have one. So anyway, it's Thursday. We got 2 days left in the week, and you have something big due tomorrow. Do you not? Do we know this? So we've been talking about it since last week. You've been working on, and we've been doing a little bit of reflection in class every day, but you have a project due tomorrow. I don't expect necessarily that many of you have been working outside of class on it, though I would hope so, because you've had this information available to you for over a week now. But we've had the timeline for the project available to us on this assignment. It's been on your calendar, hopefully reminding you like, this is due, it's coming up. So the timeline of our project that we've been working on leaves us at, essentially it's calendar for tomorrow, but if it were turned in by Sunday, I wouldn't be mad at you, because we're going to start presenting our projects to the class on Monday. So if you haven't been working on it, that's okay. How much time this will take you. We've been doing a little bit of the work together, and I've asked you to hang on to your answers so that you have a bit of an idea of what you'd want to write or type up. But these are the questions that you need to make sure and answer in some way in your final product. So what will your final product look like? Again, that's up to you. You could create a slideshow, you could write a letter, you could create a video, an audio like podcast, whatever it is that you feel is going to be most impactful for you, that you're most passionate about or excited about. And in some ways, I'm sure whatever's easiest for you, right, is what the route many of you will go. But I hope that you put some love and some thought in to this, because it is a love letter to our future AVID students. You guys are going to be out of here, and I'm going to be getting a whole new crop of AVID freshmen who are going to make undoubtedly their own mistakes and decisions, but if they can have the wisdom of the older folks who've come before them, just as we got the wisdom of the seniors right before break, it's really helpful, and it just hits different than if it's coming from a teacher. Please be working on this. No, it is due very soon. Today would be a great day after we leave here together to go get this work done. I did want to show you, so I don't have any examples of this, right? Because you're my first group of senior AVID students, though I do have from my AVID senior, or my Beaver Lodge seniors who graduated a couple years ago, 3 years ago at this point. They had to do a senior project. I'm sure you'll have to do this in Beaver Lodge. It may be a little different now, but most of them created slideshows. One person did a really creative video that used her art skills, but their task is a little different than the one that we've been asked to do, but she just broke down the project. They had to address, what classes were hard for them, what classes did they like, what class would they retake. Oh, you don't do a senior project this year. Interesting. Well, if you did, this is what it would kind of entail. So she just made sure to break it down, right? Like they had to include short-term and long-term goals. So she like broke it down really specifically. They had to interview someone in their intended career field. So she had the questions, she asked them and the answers. And then she did it was part of it to do a self-reflection. So, she answered the questions much as you will do. So she has the questions listed, answer. And one of the questions was, what advice would you give to future classes, which is something you guys are going to have to answer. So she has her 3 bits of advice here. She includes pictures of herself with her friends, people that matter to her. And so if you needed to see an example, or if you're someone who thrives off of seeing what somebody else did, hers is about 5 slides long. She has some extra, she had to present this to the class, so she had some extra notes down here to help her. She presented, and that was that. So I could not find the video that my student created, and I was very sad about it. But I have other examples of this as well, if you would like to see more. So, okay. Any questions about the project from like a practical standpoint? Obviously, this is a little bit different than what you're doing, but you guys know how to do a Google slideshow, right? By now, I would imagine. So I have faith that if nothing else, you can get this put together. Part of the reason I want you to present it to us is because I want a record of you presenting this. So I record all our classes, and so you'll be, for better or worse, recorded. Okay. All right. Well, we have 2 questions to get through today. These are sort of the final 2. I did skip over one of them. So last time we looked at number 5 from the personal reflection and number 1 from the sharing your wisdom column. I'm going to skip over number 2, which is what other valuable pieces of advice do you wish you'd received as a freshman? Just because you already shared your top thing and you probably got ideas from others about other things that you might be able to include. So we're going to kind of skip over that one because it kind of feels what they call redundant, like we're just repeating ourselves. So we're going to address these 2. All right. So why is being an AVID student worth it? You touched on this a little bit in your personal reflection. But you're talking to an outside audience here now. So if you were a freshman struggling with whether or not to stay in AVID, what would you have needed to hear to stick with it? And then what are your plans for the future? Talk about yourself a little bit. And then how might they be different without having been an AVID student? So if you have a 4-year or 2-year college in your future, do you think it would have been that way if AVID wouldn't have been there as a class for you these 4 years? So let's take 3 minutes to reflect on this. Feel free to ask questions if you have them. Let me get my timer. All right, 3 minutes to write. Let's get this done. And these are the last 2 questions you need to reflect on. Right. Okay, so that was 3 minutes. Is that too much time and not enough time? The most important part, I suppose, is if that wasn't enough time, do you need more? So let me know in the chat if you need a lot more time, and I will give it to you. So I hope by chunking it out this way, it makes completing the project a little bit more realistic, manageable, less stressful. We've spent about 3 minutes each day writing and getting our thoughts down. And then we discuss so that you can kind of like get a better idea of if there was something you missed from other people. Hopefully it's a good reminder that when you're given a deadline, you should be working on things every day a little bit rather than just waiting until the end where you're overwhelmed by like how much stuff you have, how much more effective of a strategy it is to do little chunks at a time. And this was nice. It gave me an opportunity to chat with people a little bit. All right. So do we want to do a group chat today, like a big group chat, or do you want to go into your breakout rooms? If you don't have an opinion, I will make the decision. So let me know in the chat if you have a preference of whether we just stay together as a big group and talk about this today, or if you want to go in your little groups. No one seems to have an opinion, so I think we'll stay in either one. Danette says. Thanks, Danette. So I think we'll stay in a big group today for this one, and I want to hear from a few of you. So I may call on, I may call somebody if I don't hear from you, or maybe if you're typically, a little quiet in those breakout rooms, maybe I'll pick on you, which I largely avoid in this world. But number one, why is being an AVID student worth it? Anybody have something to share on that one? People are like, I'm just going to leave. Somebody just left. Let's see. I'll just call out people, I suppose. Oh, perfect. People are starting to type in the chat. Very good. You can always type in the chat as an alternative to speaking, and I will read it for you. So please participate in that way. Better than nothing. It helps with scholarships. For sure. Yeah. So if you have someone telling you you have to fill out scholarships, it's a little different than I'll get to it when I get to it. Toby said, I've taught a lot of my friends college stuff I learned here. That's the hope, you guys. So not everybody is fortunate enough to be in AVID, and especially this year, like with no access to the building or college and career center, like share your knowledge with your friends because it's an overwhelming process.
When we were doing the FAFSA stuff, I had brought it up to like my main group of friends one time when we were playing a game, and because like the deadline and all that was coming up, and then they were like, wait, what?
Oh no.
I told them how to do it, but yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's a great example, right? Like,
surprising, because I thought that was just something everyone would have learned about from somewhere, but.
Right. And I think part of it is, the school tries to communicate to you guys like what you need to be doing as seniors, but we're so used to just tuning out what the school says. So even when it's important. So yeah, for sure. I love that it just came up while you were hanging out.
Yeah, I was just mentioning it in passing.
And just assumed, right? And I think we do, like a lot of times we just assume people know something, and it's like surprising to find out. So yeah, share your wisdom. Kaylee said, AVID is worth the time and effort for all students who want to get ahead in their life. Aileen said, for some, you learn what your future will be after high school. Over 85% of AVID students are accepted to a 4-year college. That's true. You will learn skills and strategies to help you succeed in high school and beyond. Kaylee, you should, you should definitely include all this in your reflection. This is great. All right. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I didn't know going into senior year, I always told you it'd be worth it, but man, it really seems like it's been very helpful to walk through this process together. So, What are your plans for your future and how are they different, maybe, if you hadn't been an AVID? So does anyone have something they want to share for that one? Yeah, I think this is in reference to number one. Yeah, it teaches you skills and learning processes helpful in the college process. Yep. Perfect. Anybody have anything for number two? Do you think your future would look different if you hadn't been an AVID? And kind of like what Toby said, right? If you hadn't applied for FAFSA in time, your future would look very different, right? Like college would be much less possible because you don't have the money, right? Like that's always the first thing we got to figure out when it comes to college is money. All right, nobody has anything for number two, it seems. That's okay. You'll be sharing it with all of us here soon, so think on it. It's hard to imagine what would be if, right? Like if you weren't an AVID, who knows? You know, like if I weren't living in Oregon, what would my life be like? I don't know. So it's a little bit difficult, this one. So you might have to think about it, think on it, think really hard back to kind of who you were when you entered high school and how not prioritizing your future could have led you down a different path. But you chose to prioritize your future, right? By being in this program. And hopefully at this point, it's starting to really like pay off. So cool. All right. So there's two things we have left to kind of chat about. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be guiding us through a necessary and final project of our AVID career, and that is I have to collect data, or AVID has to collect data. It's not even me. They require schools to collect data on their seniors, and so there's a form I'm going to have you start to work on, and then I'm being told that I shouldn't have you on the AVID website filling in your own information because there might be errors, but I don't know. I think you're capable of doing that and it might streamline the process for everyone. So I'm still working out sort of what I want to do, talking to Miss Lee about it, but it's really basic. It feels long, but I already closed it. There's like 18 pages worth of stuff, but it's very simple, easy stuff to answer. So it'll take a little bit of time. So we need to be starting to work on that probably tomorrow through next week. So just know that's coming up. Let's see. Oh, Jake said PCC, then OSU. I wouldn't be the same student if I hadn't been introduced to things you have with. Oh, cool. I love that plan. And again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You know, it is a lot easier to get into schools like OSU and U of O once you have your associate's degree or you have a year or two under your belt of college. It's a lot easier to get in as a transfer student than it is as a first-year student. And it's actually really smart because you save money going to a community college the first year or two. So that is a really smart plan. Jake, I love it. The other thing that we need to just briefly chat about is there has been an effort the last couple weeks for teachers to reach out to students who are not passing a class. So that includes Ds as well. So if you have a D or F on your grade book for any class, you should have been contacted by your Beaver Lodge teacher. And now, as of yesterday, your teacher should have reached out to you in some way. We were supposed to like reach out through email, make a call. Last night we were like on a Zoom call at 5:30 p.m. at night to 8, supposed to be making calls to students who aren't passing. So if you received multiple calls from teachers, that means you're not passing multiple classes. So we really need to just finish this semester strong, you guys. I know you're seniors. I know you have really big lives, like work and stuff you're dealing with, but we just got to push through and get whatever work you need to get done, and finish this first half of the year strong. So I don't want our circumstances, whatever they may be, to jeopardize what you've worked so hard to get to by now. So just keep your eye on the prize. You're almost there. And stick with school. I've got a couple of students who have just stopped showing up as seniors, and it's really it's worrisome. It's frustrating because I know life is hard, but this is also something we got to do. So cool. All right. That's all I got for you. So keep in mind that January checklist is still around. Be thinking about things you need to get done, but really priority between now and Sunday is to get this project done. So you'll be presenting this on Monday. I'm so excited to see what you guys put together. Hopefully this example is helpful in seeing what it could final product look like. You can include little clip art pictures or pictures you find online, pictures of yourself. It'll make it more personalized, I think, and fun for future students to see. So cool. If you have questions, need help with anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, you too. All right. Jake, what's up?
Could I wait until daily?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Aileen, what's going on?
I was wondering if you could help me. So I'm doing this AVID scholarship, and there's like a question that I don't know exactly what it's asking. So it's here, let me pull it up. Okay, so it's asking for the estimated family contribution from my SAR for my FAFSA, but I don't see any like specific numbers or anything on the SAR report. Like all I see is the amount my dad and mom make, and then like the savings they have that they reported on the FAFSA. But I don't see any.
So it might be listed as an EFC. Do you see that acronym anywhere? Okay, so that stands for estimated family contribution. So you would just put that into, it would be the same number.
So it'd be like how much both my parents make?
No, so it's how much you expect your parents to contribute to your education. Like, so zero. It could be like they can't contribute anything. So remember I asked that you guys have those conversations with your parents about like, hey, are you gonna give me any money for school or not, kind of thing. So you could say very well, like it's $0. So
okay. Oh, okay. And then also for PCC, the main scholarships is Future Connect, Oregon Promise, and then is that it?
I haven't looked on PCC to see if they have other scholarships on there. So I don't know, actually. It would be on their website if they have a section for scholarships. But I'll look at that too and make sure and let you guys know.
Okay. Okay. Well, those are all my questions. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Mathis.
You're welcome. All right, Jonathan, do you have any questions? So I think Jonathan's not like there. I think he's asleep, but I can send us into a breakout room if you would prefer.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
me assign manually. 'Cause I never do this. It like gets complicated. Okay, I think we should be good. Okay, hi.
Hello. All right. So, I just wanted to say, oh, there's my face.
Oh,
Ah.
hi.
So,
Nice to
just
see
wanted
you.
to say, I don't know if this is weird, but I absolutely love you. You're my favorite teacher of all time, the
Oh,
teacher of all time. I just wanted to say I appreciated you.
Jake, that means a lot to me. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a like the most difficult thing to be an AVID teacher, but also like the most rewarding, wonderful thing. So I appreciate that a lot. I
I
hope.
imagine dealing with the same kids for 4 years would kind of suck, but be nice at the same time.
Well, it's like one of those things where you can see like a slow motion accident happening sometimes and you're like, no. That's when
Yeah.
I get like when I can see someone making choices that are like, stop it. And then
Yeah.
they do it anyway. But that's just being young. So I can't, I don't take it personally, certainly. It's just, you know, we make silly decisions sometimes. So,
Yeah.
but I'm super proud of you guys. I feel I'm getting real teary lately. So you're not helping.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you and have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye.